Hello, welcome. Okay, today is Thursday and it's week 3 of the April Challenger. So this week we have a slightly different focus. We're going to be focusing a little bit more on balance. So some of the exercises you'll see today will be a bit more focused on that. Now, just like always, our April Challenger is recorded and will be uploaded onto our YouTube channel. Roughly about a couple of weeks from now, it should be on the YouTube channel. And next week on Thursday is going to be our 4th class, which is going to be our last class. I'll be very quick. So you won't need any equipment today. Hopefully you can see my video is nice and large. Just trying to see if I can pin the video here. Okay. So you won't need any equipment today, and all you need is just some space in the room that you're in to move around without hitting any furniture. So you just want to be mindful not to hit any walls or chairs and things like that. And we will be needing a blank wall today as well. So I've got a wall here that I'm going to be using a little bit later on. So the way the class is going to run today is we will be doing a warm-up, and then we're going to follow that with our main circuit portion of the class, which will be 5 exercises that we're going to be doing, 2 minutes each, and we're going to run through that twice. So just like before, same structure, 5 exercises, 2 minutes each, and we're running through that twice, and then we'll follow that with a cool down. So hopefully you can hear me and see me okay. And I'm just going to double check my volume here is turned up. Perfect. Okay, hopefully you can hear me okay. Now I'm going to put in the chat box as well our email address, just in case you wanted to look for the recording after the class and you're not sure where to find it. You can do so on the info@parkinson.bc.ca email address. So if you email us, we can send you the link for the recordings, which will hopefully be up and live onto our YouTube channel in a couple weeks from now. Okay, all right, week 3, are we ready? So no equipment today. All you need is just some space in your home to move around, and hopefully you won't hit any furniture with your arms and legs. Okay, I'm gonna stand up. I'll set up my timer here. Okay, we're gonna get started. We're gonna start with some marching on the squats. We're going to lift those legs up nice and high, swing those arms as we march. Now I'm gonna turn sideways for a second. You can see that my arms are swinging backwards just as much as I'm going forward. So I'm not like this, but I'm swinging my arms all the way back. Keep going. Just adjusting my screen here. Okay, so we're gonna keep marching, swing those arms nice and tall with your posture. Imagine you've got a book that you're balancing on your head. So we're not down here, but we're up here, and you're lifting up those knees nice and high. And now when you're ready, we're going to float those arms up into a T shape like this, still standing up nice and tall. So we're not down here, nice and tall. And we're gonna bring our hand to our knee, like so, opposite hand to the knee. And as we're doing this, we want to try and make sure that we're not down here. We don't want to be losing our posture, but we want to stand nice and tall. And you're really thinking about balancing that imaginary book on top of your head, and you're lifting those knees as high as you can to come up and meet your opposite hand. Nicely done, nice and tall, chest up. Good, let's go for another 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. This time we're going to go forearm to knee. So we're twisting a little bit further to get our forearm to our knee. So not the hand this time, but the forearm. And you want to make sure we're still standing up nice and tall as we're twisting in this position. We don't want to be like this. We want to be nice and tall. Imagine that book balancing on your head. Nicely done. Keep it going. Rotate. For another 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and now we're gonna go elbow to knee. So we're twisting even more here. And just like before, we don't wanna be down here, we wanna be up here. So think about that imaginary book, balancing on the top of your head. You don't want it to tip. So really think about hiking up those knees to meet your elbows for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and rest those arms. We're gonna dig a heel forward and scoop the opposite arm and leg back like this. So tapping your heel forward, scooping the opposite arm to leg back. Let me turn sideways. Like this, almost like you're picking something up off the floor. Hinging forward at the hips. Big circle with the arm, big scoop. Nicely done. Let's go for another 4, 3, 2, 1, and stand with wide legs, arms forward. Just letting someone in, nice wide stance there. And what we're gonna do here is we're gonna pull our elbow back like so. We're pulling the elbow back and we're twisting our body to look behind us. So our legs are nice and wide. The legs aren't moving, but we're twisting the upper body. You're pulling the elbows back and letting your body twist. And you're looking at the back wall. Keep going. Start with those arms forward and then pull the elbows back. Good, keep going, nice and tall. Let's go for another 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and rest the arms. We're gonna circle the arm now. So one arm, we're gonna circle back. Whoops, okay, let me turn sideways. I don't wanna hit my wall here. So one arm circling back, like so, little bend to the knees as the arm swings down. We're only circling one arm at the moment. And then when you're ready, your other arm is also going to circle, but you're circling forwards with your other arm. So essentially, one arm is circling back, one arm is circling forward. I know my arms are a little cut off on the camera here at the top. Trying to find a space where you might be able to see me more. So one arm is circling back, one arm is circling forward, but they meet at the bottom at the same time and they meet at the top at the same time. Good, keep going. A couple more here. I know this one's a little tough. And let's rest the arms. We're gonna go opposite arm this time, circling back. Circling back. So one arm only, circling back. And then when you're ready, you're going to add in your second arm and you're going to circle in the opposite direction. So one arm is circling back, one arm is circling forward, just like before. They meet at the bottom and meet at the top at the same time, but they're circling in opposite directions. Nicely done. Make sure you're still breathing. Let's do a couple more here. And let's rest the arms. We're gonna do some squats here. We're gonna stick our bottom back as if we're about to sit down in a chair. Then we're gonna squeeze our bum cheeks together in order to stand up fully. And then we're gonna push the floor away from us with our toes and lower. And again, squatting back, squeeze to stand, push the floor away and lower. Keep going, squat, squeeze forward, push the floor away and lower. Keep going, squat, squeeze forward, push the floor away, whoops, and lower. Hopefully you didn't lose your balance like I did there. So it's really important that when you stand up from your squat, you're really using your hip muscles to really push. You're pushing your hip forward before you do the rise. Because what we don't want is we don't want to be standing like this where we're not fully extending the hip. So you want to make sure you're squeezing those bum cheeks together to bring your hips flat, and then you raise up onto your toes. Good, keep going. Hopefully you're breathing, sticking your bottom back, squeeze forward, push the floor away, 2 more. Squeeze and push and lower. Last one, squatting, squeeze forward, rise and lower, This time we're gonna go from some pulses. We're gonna squat down and we're gonna pulse for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Squeezing back up. We're gonna do that again. Stick your bottom back. We're pulsing for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Standing back up. And we're going to shake up the legs for a second. Okay. Legs together. We're going to bring our arms forward and open. This time, we're going to step out to the side like this. Little bend to the knee, and we're going to reach the opposite arm down to the leg. And then we're going to come back up. Same to the other side. We're stepping out, reaching opposite arm to leg, and coming back. Nice, gentle movement. Doesn't have to be fast. We're just getting those legs warmed up, adding a little bit of a twist in the body here. Nice and gentle. If you can't reach too far, that's okay. Aim for the knee, aim for the thigh, whatever you can reach. We're aiming for a bit of a twist here. Nicely done. Keep going. Hopefully you're still breathing as you're moving. See if you can step out a little further every time. You're really widening your stance, getting those legs ready to move for the circuit portion of the class. Nicely done. Couple more. Last one. And drop the arms for a moment, legs nice and wide. Bring those arms back up to a T shape. This time we're going to pivot on our feet. And we're going to twist to the side and clap those arms at the same time. So as we're doing this, it's a nice, gentle, sort of rotation swing that you've got going on here. And you'll probably notice that my feet, they're pivoting. So I'm not keeping them on the spot, and I'm not just doing this, but I'm twisting. I'm getting my feet and my hips to kind of follow this movement here. So we're not holding tension anywhere. We're kind of just letting the body twist with momentum, letting the arms swing. Nicely done. Keep going. Let's go for 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and rest. We're going to hold on to a wall or a chair, whatever you got for balance. And we're just going to open up the hips. We're going to just swing the leg forward and backwards, just one of them. And make sure you're holding on for this, because we're not doing this as a balance exercise. We're doing this as sort of like a hip opener, if you will. So we're holding on for balance, and we're swinging our leg forwards and backwards, and you're trying to keep the leg as loose as possible. So it's almost like you've got your leg is like a pendulum, and you're kind of just swinging it with momentum. And what we don't want to do is you don't want to be making the leg really stiff and we're trying to move it robotically. We just want it to be nice and loose. The leg is just nice and loose, just swinging. Nicely done. Just opening up the hip. Let the arms relax too. Let them do what they want. We're just swinging the leg. Good. And rest. Let's switch sides. We're going to do the same thing on the other side. You're still holding on for support. Oops, let me move forward. And you're just going to swing that leg nice and loose. Let the arm just dangle. Let momentum kind of take over. Just swing the leg, opening up the hip. Good, nicely done. A couple more. Good, and rest. Okay, last one. We're going to go to the other side again. This time, we're going to lift the leg and we're going to open it out to the side. So let me face you for a second. It looks like this. We're just kind of opening the hip. We're doing a little bit of a circle with the hip. Doesn't have to be very high, and make sure you're holding on to something for balance, because we're not doing this as a balance exercise. We're more just trying to get the hip to open up a little bit more, get your body used to being in a wide stance position and being able to move in all different directions, because we will be needing that today. As I mentioned earlier, today's class is going to be a little bit more focused on balance. So you'll see the 5 circuit exercises be targeting that a little bit more today. Okay, switch sides. Same thing on the other side. Make sure you're holding onto a wall or a chair or a table, whatever you got that's sturdy. because we're not doing this as a balance exercise right now. We're just trying to get the hip nice and open and ready for our class today. Good, nicely done. Circles with the hip. Yes, very good. Couple more. And rest there. Okay, so we're going to move on to our circuit portion of the class. We've got 5 exercises that we're going to do for 2 minutes each, and we're going to run through that twice. So you will have a little bit of a break in between each exercise, just a minute, but still, it's a 60-second rest break between each exercise, because remember, our April Challenger class is our level 3 exercise class. So we do want to be targeting your exercise stamina, and it will be quite cardio focused as well. So let me show you exercise 1. So here's what we're going to do. It's similar to our warm up. We're going to bring the arms up into a T shape like this. And what we're going to do here is we're going to step out to the side into sort of like a lunge to the side. So notice that one leg is bent, one leg is straight. Then from here, that same leg that stepped out is going to do a big push back in, balance for a second or two, lower, and then same to the other side, stepping out, big push to balance for a second or two, and then we switch to the other side. So the idea is the leg that's stepping out is the leg that's essentially doing the work to push you back in, to just balance for a second or two before you move on. Now from the side, when I do my sideways lunge, I'm not like this, right? But I'm like this. So it's kind of like I'm doing a squat, except one leg is straight. So when I step out, I'm not just going to be standing upright and bending my knees forward like that, but instead I'm sticking my hip back. The hip is going back. And then when I push back into the middle, the hip goes, sucks in to then push to balance, okay? So it's very similar to our squat exercise earlier. We're not sticking the knees forward, but we're sticking the hip backwards as we're doing this. Okay, I'm gonna set my timer up here. So we got 2 minutes. Are we ready? Okay, let's get ready. Feet together, here we go. And go. Out to the side, big push in, balance for a second, and then go on to the other side. Remember, when you're lunging out to the side, you're sticking your bottom back. Spine is nice and long. So even though we're hinging at the hips and we're slightly on the incline, our spine is long. What we don't want is like this. We want this nice and long with the spine. You're using your legs here. This entire exercise is with the legs. You're weight shifting to the side, pushing yourself into balance for a second or two, and then you move on to the other side. Nicely done. Keep breathing. Remember, if anything in the class feels a little too quick for you, don't worry, you're more than welcome to slow it down as long as the overall technique is still there. And also, the challenge here is for you to keep moving for the whole 2 minutes if you can. Even if you feel like you have to slow down, you're going to try to keep moving for the entire 2 minutes for each exercise. Nicely done. 50 seconds left. You're almost there. Keep going. Remember to stick your bottom back, squeeze your bum cheeks in to stand up. Nicely done. So it's more of a biasing the hip kind of exercise. Keep going. 30 seconds. Keep breathing. Don't hold your breath. Good. Nicely done. Keep going. Big push with the leg. Make sure you're lunging out far enough that you have a challenge in terms of pushing yourself back to the middle. 15 seconds. You're almost there. Keep breathing. Last 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and rest. Nicely done. Okay, exercise number 2. Here's what we're going to do. We're going to, let me move sideways. We're going to kick our leg forward and punch the opposite arm 2 leg forward like this. Kick and punch. And that same leg is going to slide back behind you, and the same arm is going to touch the floor. And then we're going to stand back up and do the same thing. Okay, so let me go from the side. So I'm kicking and punching. That leg doesn't touch the floor. I'm sliding it back, and I'm coming back up. Kick and punch, slide that leg back. Kick and punch, slide that leg back. So you can have the toe on the floor like this. If you find the balance is a little tough, you can place the toe on the floor and kind of slide that leg back. But the whole point here is we're not stepping, right? We're keeping our weight all on the one side. So we're kick and punch, slide the leg back. So it's like eggshells underneath that foot to touch the floor. Okay, so I kick and punch and I slide back, same arm to leg is going to circle forward to touch the floor and we come back up. So we do 1 minute one side, 1 minute the other side. Maybe let me face this way, you can see. Okay, are we ready? Here we go. Kick and punch, sliding back, standing up, kick and punch. Make sure you're touching the floor as you're doing this. Kick and punch. Balance exercise here. If you need to, you can place the toe on the floor, but if you don't need to, see if you can hover the foot off the floor. Nicely done. Or you can alternate between the two. If the balance bit is hard, you can do one without the foot on the floor and then one with the foot on the floor. Nicely done. 15 seconds left on this side, and then we're going to switch sides. So remember, you're biasing one leg here. You're essentially balancing on one leg while the other leg is sort of moving around. Last 5 seconds. 3, 2, 1, switch sides. Same thing on the other side, kick and punch, sliding that leg back. So if you need to slow down for this one in order to help with the balance, you're welcome to do so, but you're still trying to keep the technique of the movement the same in the sense that you're biasing the supporting leg and your other leg is kind of like it's on eggshells. It's just sliding back, but you're not actually putting much weight on it. Should weigh sort of around like the feather's weight. Keep going, 30 seconds. You're almost there. Hopefully your supporting leg is burning a little bit. Keep going, 20 seconds. Kick and punch, sliding back. Nicely done. Last 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and rest. Shake out those legs if you need. Nicely done. Okay, 3 exercises left, and then we're done with round 1. So next exercise, our legs are going to be about hip width apart, maybe a little bit wider. Arms are going to be folded across the chest like so. We're going to pivot to the side like this and throw those arms back as if we've got a heavy cape on and we're throwing the cape back. Noticing my toes are pointing the direction my hips are pointing. And then I come back to the middle and I do the same on the other side. I pivot and flick those arms back and I come back to the middle. I'm going to do 6 of those, right? So each side is 1. I'm going to do 6 of those. After I do 6 of those, I'm going to do 6 skips or 6 marches. So skips looks like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And you'll notice that I'm swinging my arms. Or if you don't want to skip, you can just swing those legs and swing those arms. From the side, you can see my arms are going back behind me as much as I'm going forward, right? So I'm not just doing this, but I'm swinging the arms back as much as I'm going forward. Okay, so we're going to do 6 pivot flicks like that. After you do 6, you do 6 skips or marches if you don't want to jump. Okay, are you ready? Here we go. 3, 2, 1, and go. 6 pivot flicks. Remember, you're pivoting on your toes. Your toes are pointing the direction your body is going. Big effort with those arms as if you're throwing back a really heavy cape. And then you do 6 skips or marches. Make sure you're swinging the arms. And then back to the 6 pivot flips. Nicely done. Big effort. As sharp as you can with the movement. Nicely done. I've lost count here. I think this is number 5. That's my problem. I always talk a little too much and then I lose count. Make sure you're swinging those arms as much as you can when you're doing those skips. Or if you're not doing the skips and you're doing the marching, exactly the same thing. Really think about throwing those arms. Really exaggerate the movement. I know my arms are a little cut off here. Kind of back up in the skip so you can see. Last 40 seconds. You're almost there. Keep the chest up as you're doing these pivot flicks. You're pivoting on those toes, throwing those arms back. Remember, if you don't want to skip, you can do the marching. It's entirely up to you. 15 seconds. Almost there. Nicely done. Keep breathing. Last 5 seconds. And rest. Well done, well done. Okay, we've got 2 exercises left. The last 2 are both going to be on a wall. So our next one is going to be our push-up variation. So you probably remember that last week, I'm just going to turn my camera over a little bit. You probably remember that last week we did some wall push-ups. So we're doing the same today, but it's going to be a variation. So we're placing our hands onto the wall. We're standing up nice and tall. And then from here, you're going to step back a little more. So your body's on an incline, but your arms are straight. So if the wall disappeared, you would fall forward essentially because your weight is on your arms and we're not sagging the bottom and we're not sticking out the bottom either. We're in one straight incline. Okay, here's what we're going to do. One leg up. We're going to do a single leg push-up like this. And then we're going to do a Spider-Man push-up where we bring the knee up towards our elbow. And we do a push-up. And then we do the same thing on the other side. Single leg push-up, Spider-Man push-up, like that. And we're going to keep alternating for the entire 2 minutes. Okay, are we ready? Here we go. 3, 2, 1, and go. Single leg push-up, Spider-Man push-up. And then the other side, same thing. Single leg push-up, Spider-Man push-up. Nicely done. So take your time on this if you need. And if you need a break, that's fine. Take a break and get right back into it if you can. Because remember, the aim here is we're trying to continuously move for the entire 2-minute round. Keep breathing as you're doing this. Remember to check in with your body posture. Hopefully we're still on this kind of a plank position. So we're still on an incline and we're not doing this or sticking our bottom back. We're not too close to the wall where our arms are already bent. So just check in with yourself and make sure you're in that good position as you're doing the push-ups. Nicely done. And when you're doing the Spider-Man push-up, you bring your knee to your elbow, and essentially it's kind of like if you were the wall, I'm bring my leg out. So it's kind of flat towards you. So I don't want to be like this, but I want to bring the knee out to the side this way. Good, keep breathing. 45 seconds, you're almost there. Good. Check in with your body posture. Hopefully you're still on an incline. Less than 30 seconds, you got 25. Nicely done. Keep breathing. 15 seconds. Keep moving right to the end if you can. Nicely done. Last 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and rest. Shake out those arms. My goodness, well done, everybody. You'll be very happy to know our next exercise is going to be all legs. So we're going to stand with our back against the wall. So the shoulders and hips are against the wall, and we're going to walk our feet out. So you probably remember this. We're going to slide down into a wall sit. So remember last week we did some punches, right? So we're not doing that today. We're sliding down into wall sit as if we're sitting in an invisible chair. So you're leaning back, right? So we're not like this, but our feet are out so that we're sliding down, we're leaning into the wall. From here, just place your arms on the wall a little bit wider for some balance. From here, we're going to kick the legs forward like this as we're doing the wall sits. And we're going to go for 20 seconds and then 10-second rest. And we're going to do that 4 times so it fills up the entire 2 minutes, okay? So you're sliding down the wall, trying to keep your balance, really push your back into the wall. You're kicking as many times as you can and as hard as you can for 20 seconds. Stand up, 10-second rest. We run through that 4 times for the entire 2 minutes. And then that's the end of round 1. And then we'll do all 5 exercises again, one more time, and then you're done. So the end is in sight. Okay, ready? Here we go. Sliding down the wall, big kicks. Give me those kicks, kick, 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 kick. Use those arms on the wall to help you balance. Go, 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 go. Breathing. Last 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Standing back up, 10 seconds break. Breathe, deep breaths in and out. We go again in 3, 2, 1, and go. Sliding down the wall. Give me those kicks. Use those arms nice and wide, pressing into the wall. Really lean back into the wall to help you with the balance. Keep going, keep going. Breathing, last 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Standing back up. Breathe. We've got 2 more of those left. Breathing, deep breaths in and out. We go again in 3, 2, 1, and go. Slide down the wall. Really push your back into the wall to help you with the balance. Kick those legs. Go, 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 go. You got 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Standing back up. Breathe. Last one, last one. Last 20 seconds of hard work. Breathing. We go again in 3, 2, 1, and go. Slide down the wall. Really push back into the wall to help you with the balance. Kick those legs. Go, go, go. You're almost there for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And rest. Walk it off. Get some water if you need. Try not to sit down if you can. Pace around the room. Let the heart rate come down a little bit. Deep breaths in and out. Nicely done. Good job, everybody. My goodness. Round 1 over. So we're going to do one more round of all 5 exercises again. And that's it. And you're done. You're almost there. Walk it off. Keep breathing. God. We have another 1.5 minutes here to just breathe and walk it off. A little bit of a break. Sip some water if you like. And then we're going to go again. Just going to check my timer here so I can reset it properly. Okay. You have another 1 minute. Try not to sit down if you can. Pace the room if you need. Deep breaths in and out. One more round and you're done. Almost there. 5 exercises left. And then you're done week 3 and you just got 1 more week. Okay, so our first exercise started with our feet together. And this is one where we stepped out to the side, do you remember? And we were lunging onto that one leg, so you're sticking your bottom back. And that same leg is going to do a big push to balance for a second or 2 before you move on to the next side. Do you remember that one? Okay, so that's what we're doing for the first exercise. Let me reset my timer here. Okay, are we ready? 2 minutes, and then we have a 1 minute break, and we're going to move on to exercise 2 and 3 and 4 and 5, and then you're done. You're almost there. Okay, here we go. We go in 3, 2, 1, and go. Lunge to the side, stick your bottom back, push, balance for a second or 2 before you go on to the other side. So really important that when you step out, you're stepping out far enough that it's a challenge to push back in. Whereas if you're just like that, it's not going to be much of a challenge because you're not going very far. So just keep that in mind and see if you can get the leg out a little further than you did the first time. And really use that leg to push you back in. 30 seconds down. Keep breathing. Hopefully nobody is holding their breath. Remember, when you're lunging to the side, we don't want to be like this, but we're like this, sticking our bottom back. as we're lunging. Good, keep breathing. Remember to balance for a second or two before you move on to the other side. Move as large as you can, as exaggerated with those arms as you can. Spread those fingers out nice and wide. You got a minute left. Nicely done, everybody. Keep going. Good, nicely done. 45 seconds. Almost there. Really think about stepping out further so you can really challenge yourself when you push yourself back in for that balance, whereas if you're here, too easy. So see if you can play around with that to really challenge your leg strength to push yourself back in. 20 seconds, you're almost there. Remember to splay those fingers. Very nice. Last 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and rest. Well done. Okay, you've only got 4 exercises left and you're done. So I'm going to turn sideways for the next one. This is the one where we're kicking and punching with the opposite arm to leg like this. Kick and punch. And then I'm going to slide that leg back, same arm as leg is going to circle forward to touch the floor. Then I'm going to circle back up to standing. So the whole point is you're balancing on that one leg. You're biasing that leg. So this leg, it barely touches the floor. And even if it does, it's just the very tips of the toes and I'm not putting any weight on it. So the entire time I'm putting weight on the balancing leg. We're doing that for 1 minute. Then we're going to switch sides and do the same thing on the other side. You're thinking about as weightless as you can with the moving leg. It's the supporting leg here that's doing most of the work. We got 20 seconds left until we go again. Just breathe. 15 seconds. Okay, getting ready. We're going in 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and go. Kick and punch, sliding that leg back. So you're really trying to hold your balance here. So if you need to slow this down to try to hold that balance, that's okay. Remember, the leg that's moving, you're barely having it touch the floor. If it is touching the floor, it's sort of just the tip of the toes, and you're not putting any weight on it, sort of light like a feather. Good, nicely done. 30 seconds left on this side, and then we're going to switch. So really be careful, especially when you're touching the floor and standing back up. I don't want you to get too dizzy. So just be mindful, take your time if you need, but you're aiming for balance here. So you're balancing on that one leg. You're biasing the one leg. Last 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Same thing on the other side. Remember, you're biasing the one leg. Good, keep going. Punching opposite arm to leg, sliding down. Make sure when you're punching and kicking, you're standing up tall, and then you're sliding down. So we don't want to be in a position where we're like this the whole time, right? We want to stand up to punch and kick, and then we slide down and we stand all the way back up before we do the punch and kick again. 30 seconds. Biasing that one leg. Hopefully the supporting leg is burning a little bit. Keep going, you're almost there. 20 seconds. Remember, if you want an additional challenge, you're welcome to just lift the leg off the floor completely and just keep it off the floor the entire time. But you don't have to. You can just slide the toes as well. Last 3, 2, 1, and rest. Hopefully you didn't lose your balance at the end like I did. Okay, you got 3 exercises left. Our next one is going to be our pivots. Just gonna lower the blind sticks. I think you can get a little bit of shadow on the screen. That's better. Okay, we're doing our pivot flicks. So this is the one where our legs are a little bit wider than hip width apart. The toes are pointing forward. Then we're gonna pivot to the side and throw those arms back like you've got a heavy cape on, noticing my toes have pivoted the direction I'm going. And then I'm going to come back to the middle and do the same thing on the other side. Really flip those arms back and in. I'm doing 6 of those. After you do 6, you're going to do 6 skips like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Or if you don't want to jump, just swing those arms as you're marching 6 times. Now from the side, it's really important that your arms are really swinging opposite arm to leg, noticing my arms are going back behind me as much as they're going forward, right? So I don't want to just be like this, but I want them to go back. Okay, so we do 6 pivot flicks, 6 skips, or marches if you don't want to jump. Are we ready? Here we go. 3, 2, 1, and go. Nice and sharp with the movement, sharp with those flicks. Make sure you're pivoting, swiveling on those toes, holding your balance. Nicely done. You're doing 6 of these, and then you're doing 6 skips. Remember, if you don't want to skip, you can march. It's up to you, but you're exaggerating the movement. Really exaggerate the arm swing, regardless of which version you're doing. Nice and sharp. Really throw those arms back. Imagine you've got a heavy cape and you're really trying to throw those arms back. 1 minute left. Nicely done. Make sure those pivots, your chests are up. You're not like this. We're keeping our chest up as we pivot, and you're making sure the toes are pointing the direction that your body is going as well. Keep breathing. Remember, our goal here is to try to keep moving for the entire 2 minutes. You've got 30 seconds left. Try to keep moving if you can. Nicely done. 20 seconds. Really exaggerate the arm swings as you're doing the skips or the marches, whichever version works for you. Chest up as you're doing the pivots. Last 2, 1, and rest. Well done. Okay, 2 exercises left and you're done. So our next 2 will be on the wall. So this one here is going to be our push-ups. So remember, we're standing with the arms completely straight and hands flat on the wall. From here, you're going to bring your legs back so that you're on an incline. So if I put a marble at the top of your head, it should roll all the way down towards your heels. And what we're going to do here is we're going to go single leg push-up, Spider-Man push-up. So when we do the Spider-Man push-up, we're bringing the knee up to the elbow, and then you're doing the same thing on the other side. Single leg push-up, Spider-Man push-up. Remember, from the front, when you do the Spider-Man push-up, it's like this, not here, right? You want to bring the leg out to the side. It's almost like you're showing the inside of your thigh when you're doing that. Okay, 15 seconds. You can walk it off, shake those arms out. Deep breath, mentally prepare yourself for the next 2 minutes. Okay, you ready? We're gonna go in 3, 2, 1, and go. Single leg push-up, Spider-Man push-up. Other side. Remember that your body should be on an incline the whole time. As you're pushing, we shouldn't be sagging in the stomach, or we shouldn't be like this. We shouldn't be bending our knees either. So just check in with yourself and make sure you're in that sort of inclined plank position the entire time. Make sure you're breathing. If this is really tough for you, you are welcome to take a break and shake those arms out when you need. But I'm going to challenge you to get right back into it after a few seconds break if you can. Keep your body in one plank. Remember, don't let those knees bend. Nicely done. 1 minute left. Good, nicely done. Keep breathing. 45 seconds, you're almost there. Remember, if you're taking a break, that's absolutely fine. Just try to get right back into it. If you can, and try to keep moving for the entire 2 minutes. You're almost there. Good, keep breathing, 30 seconds. Nicely done. Make sure you're keeping the leg open in the Spider-Man push-ups. It's like you're showing the inner thigh to the wall. 15 seconds, you're almost there. Last 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and rest. Shake out those arms. Walk around the room if you need. Deep breaths in and out. Try not to sit down during your break if you can. Shake out those arms, breathe. You got one exercise left. The last exercise, we're leaning back into the wall with our feet forward. This is our kicking one. So we're sliding down the wall as if we're sitting in an invisible chair. And then we're gonna kick those legs out for 20 seconds, rest for 10, and we're repeating that 4 times for the total of the 2 minutes, okay? So just remember when you're doing this exercise, you should be leaning into the wall completely so that if the wall disappeared, all of a sudden you'd fall back, right? So if we're like this, we're standing too far up, where we're not actually leaning back enough, and as soon as we bend our knees, we kind of fall forward off the wall. So you want to lean into the wall, walk the feet away so that you are fully leaning onto the wall. So when you slide down, you can really push back into the wall with your back and with your hands to help you with that balance. Okay. We go in 7 seconds. In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and go. Sliding down the wall, give me those kicks. We're only doing 20 seconds of these. Keep going, really push back into the wall. Go, go, go for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Standing back up. Deep breaths, 10 seconds break, breathe. We go again, and 3, 2, 1, and go. Sliding down the wall, give me those kicks, really lean into the wall, push back into the wall to help you with this balance. Go, go, go for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Standing back up, breathing deep breaths in and out. 2 more of these, and that's it. Only 40 seconds of hard work left, and then you're done. We go again, and 3, 2, 1, and go. Slide down that wall. Give me those kicks. Really push back into the wall for balance. Go, go, go. Keep going. You got 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Standing back up. Breathing. Last one. Last 20 seconds of hard work, and you're done. We go again in 3, 2, 1, and go. Slide down the wall. This is your last one. Make it good. Make it count. Go, go, go. Kick, kick, kick. Last bit, last bit. Last 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And finish. Walk around the room. Take some deep breaths. Let the heart rate come down a little bit. Sip some water if you need. Try not to sit down. Pacing around the room. Just breathing. Deep breaths in and out. Well done, everybody. Well done. Keep breathing. Week 3. Well done, everybody. You've only got 1 more week of these horrible exercises, and then you're done. Okay, we're going to find some space in the middle of the room. Legs a little bit wider than you're used to. Big breath in. Big stretch as you breathe out. And again, breath in. Breath out, big stretch. One more. Breath in. Breath out, big stretch. And we're gonna float those arms back up again. And we're gonna take it into a side stretch. Really feel that stretch on the side of the body. Remember when we do the side stretch, it's not just my arms going, but it's my body. My body's physically tipping down to the side. Reach those arms away from each other. Coming back up, drop the arms, same to the other side. Float the arms up. Big stretch to the side. Whoops, my timer is still on. Keep going, big stretch. Nicely done. Coming back up, drop the arms, legs come in a little bit more. We're gonna take our hand, we're gonna grab hold of the pants on the opposite hip, like here. And then the other hand's gonna reach around the back to grab hold of your other hip. And you're gonna try to twist yourself around, pull yourself around to look at the back wall. So you feel that rotational stretch in the body. Nice and tall, breathe. And release, same to the other side. Take your hand, grab hold of the opposite hip. Other arm's gonna go around the back to grab hold of the other hip. And then you're gonna twist yourself around into a rotational stretch. Breathing. Nicely done. And release. I'm gonna turn sideways to you. We're gonna do our hamstring stretch. One leg forward, and we're gonna stick our bottom back. So the leg forward is straight, the leg back is bent. And we're gonna reach those fingertips down as far as we can over our straightened leg. So you should feel a stretch at the back of the thigh there. Breathe. Nicely done. And let's switch sides. Same thing on the other side. Stick the leg forward, hinge forward at the hips. Try to keep your spine as long as possible so you feel more of a stretch. Reaching those fingertips down the straightened leg as far as you feel you're able to. Breathe. And we're gonna release. We're gonna bring one leg forward, one leg back. Front knee is going to be bent, back leg is going to be straight. And so your goal here is you're trying to reach the back heel down towards the floor as far as you can. Really push that knee straight, reach that back heel down, and you should feel a stretch in the back calf muscle. If you don't, you can separate those legs a little more. If you're having issues keeping the back knee straight, you probably need to bring the legs in a little more. Keep breathing as you're stretching. Nicely done. And let's release and do the same thing on the other side. One leg forward, one leg back. The goal here is to reach the back heel down towards the floor so you can really feel that stretch in the back calf. Make sure the knee is straight as well. If you're finding it really difficult to straighten your knee, you need to bring the leg in more because the knees are too far. But equally, if you don't feel the stretch, bring the leg out further. Good. And release. We're going to do a front thigh stretch now. You got two options. Make sure you're holding on for this. You can either grab hold of your foot and pull it back towards your bottom. Just make sure that your knees are in one line. So I don't want to see the knees out to the side or forward like this. We want the knees in one line. Pull the foot up towards your bottom. Stick your hips forward and you should feel that stretch. If this is too difficult for you and you can't hold on to your foot, don't worry. Bring a chair behind you. Same thing, just place your foot on the chair, but just like before, you'll need to make sure the knees are lined up and not forward. Good. Keep breathing as you're holding the stretch. And release. We're going to do the same thing on the other side. So just like before, you can either choose to hold on to your foot and pull it towards your bottom. Really stick your hips forward to straighten the hip. Or you can place it onto a chair behind you, whichever one works for you. We're going to keep breathing as we're stretching here. Nicely done. And release. We're going to use a wall. We're going to lean back into the wall. We're going to do a bottom stretch. We're going to take one leg and we're going to hike it over our opposite knee like so. And you're going to try to push that knee down and you're going to hinge forward. So my bottom is back against the wall, so I'm balanced here. And I'm essentially going to push that knee down towards the floor as far as I can and hinge forward. And you should feel a stretch in that bottom muscle. Keep breathing. You can adjust your position on the wall as well if it doesn't feel quite like you're getting it. And release. Let's do the same thing on the other side. Hike the foot over. You're going to press that knee down as far as you can towards the floor. And you're going to hinge forward at the hips. You should feel a stretch on the bottom muscle. You can adjust your position on the wall by straightening your knees, bending your knees more, whatever works for you to try to get the right spot and really push that knee down. Good, and release, standing back up, legs wide. We're just gonna cross the arms and open the arms a couple of times. Really stretch out the chest muscles. Nice relaxed palms. Couple more. Last two. Last one. And rest, and you are done. Thank you, everybody. Well done on completing week 3. You've done it. You've got 1 week left, and then we are all finished with the April Challenger. Remember, the exercise class is recorded, so you can have a look on our YouTube channel if you want to follow this class again. And this class is very similar to our September Challenger, which is sort of the same thing. It's also a level 3 exercise class. So I would recommend for you to sign up for our future exercise classes. We've got lots coming up, and just have a look at the levels if you want something a little more challenging or something a little less challenging. It's entirely up to you. All right. Well, thank you, everybody. I hope you have a great weekend, and I will see you next week. Thank you. Good work today. Bye.